Hi everybody, it's me, Jessica Lahore, and we're back with another Jess Talk. And this one is all about the holidays. Halloween, Thanksgiving, Flag Day, and more. But before we get into this episode, as usual, you have to subscribe to my channel. If you are missing out on content, that is why. Hit the bell for notifications and make sure that you're streaming Jess Talks on all platforms. Okay, the holidays, let's get into it.
Attention the whore, attention the whore, attention the whore, attention. Here I am walking down the street, seeing all the boys trying to take a peek. Shorts pulled up and chest out right. Come on, boys, just take a bite. Look but don't touch, spin it round and round. Crazy
Okay, so the holidays. What are my opinions on the holidays? I love holiday celebrations. I love a reason to get together. I love a reason to be with people. I love a reason to dress up. I love a reason to eat good food. I love a reason to celebrate. I love the idea of what holidays can stand for. And I think that each holiday obviously is different to most, but I really had to change my mindset and perspective as an overall idea of what holidays meant, because I was surrounded by a lot of people that were influenced in bad upbringings where they're like, oh, I don't celebrate Christmas because it brings me trauma. Oh, I don't do Thanksgiving because it reminds me of a bad childhood time. And I have very mixed positive and critical reviews of growing up with different holidays, and ultimately I got to a point in my adult life where I said, hey, I'm not, and that counts as birthdays as well, which we've talked about, where I didn't want my mind to be restrictive or negative when I was just simply invited to a holiday event or asked to participate. Or I kind of got over myself is really what I'm saying. I got over the idea that, yeah, I had some negative experiences, or hey, I don't have my family, my actual family to celebrate with, but that doesn't mean that I have to stop caring about being with people or celebrating holidays in general. So my idea has changed as I've grown older, which I feel like I say a lot, and that's pretty natural. But with holidays specifically, I grew up with them being really, really focused and prominent in my life. And then there was a break where I didn't really care about them. They don't mean anything to me. And then I got to a place where I was like, I want to celebrate these. I want to be with people. I want to make this happen and not feel negativity behind it. So overall, holidays to me now are kind of back to being important. Like, you take the time to be with people, you plan something out. And obviously, everybody has their own experiences, and obviously, some are not the best, but I know growing up, we as a family used to host Christmas dinner. We would invite a ton of extended family over, and at one point, I remember having this giant, long table in what we called the wood room, which is that's a whole different Just Talk. Yeah, we called it the wood room because it was like kind of like a barn, but in the house. It was really weird, really weird. And so my dad would cook, which he did a lot. Cooking was his thing. He was very good at it. And the kids, me and my sisters, would serve tables and act as kind of like the waiter and waitresses of the group for a couple of them. Other times, it would be more intimate and just small family things. I obviously have traditions like other families do as well, and so part of that is I hold on to it. Like, how can I keep the tradition alive without being resentful of the tradition? Like, it's not about the tradition, it's about the idea that this person had a connection with my heart about a moment for a holiday that resonates in my head. And so, during that time, I mean, I grew up where we didn't really do anything for 4th of July necessarily, or like I said, Flag Day, but even St. Patty's Day, my mom and dad would dye the milk green.
What the fuck?
And say that leprechauns came and sounds So stupid saying it out loud. This is white people shit. This is white people shit. This is white people shit. This is what it is. Yeah, they would dye the milk green or dye the beer green that they would drink. My dad would always make, and it would smell up the house, the corned beef and cabbage. And like, those are some of the traditions that I remember. I loved celebrating St. Patrick's Day because I always looked forward to a great meal. And I very much embraced my Irish heritage. And so I like the idea of knowing how to make spotted bread, which is an Irish dish, and getting to try a couple of new things. Like I said, corned beef, cabbage, all of the fixings that you can think of. But I feel like holidays are tied with food. Every holiday is tied with food in some way. Even Halloween is tied with candy or bobbing for apples, caramel apples, whatever you do. And so St. Patty's Day growing up was not a big thing, but a memorable thing for me. What else was? Easter was in some capacities. My mom every year would hide Easter eggs for us to go find, and we would do it, and she would forget where she hid most of them, and we'd find them months or years later. But that's, I feel like, a typical thing as well. Hidden with candy, hidden with money, hidden with floss. I don't know, but different things like that. We did dye eggs as a family for a little bit, and then that stopped being a tradition. We used to have a big dinner, and that still continued, but it ended up, as we were getting older as kids, that these celebrations for Easter, for Christmas, all of these big things as an intimate family ended up being more traumatizing. People would fight. They get into arguments. They don't see eye to eye. Someone does one small thing and it ruins the entire evening, and you don't mean it to. But a lot of holidays when I grew up that I remember towards the end of us connecting ended up being really hard memories. And it got harder as I came out and didn't have the same relationship with my family, that as I was developing this with my chosen family, I didn't feel like it was as positive. It just made me not resentful, made me sad. It kind of makes you sad when you think about it, and you have a lot of traditions, or even if there's a prominent family member. For example, my grandpa was a big influence as to why we celebrated together. Kind of like the glue that brought different family members together, that made people want to put on a nice dinner or watch a movie or open presents or whatever it is for each other. And when that person passes away, it really changes the dynamic overall. I think that my idea of holidays started shifting more when I started living on my own, and I started having a partner, and I started having really good chosen family. I wanted to be around people. I love going to Thanksgivings, and I love New Year's Eves with people. Chosen family is really, really, really special because they fill a lot of the voids and the pockets in your soul that you wish that your actual family could fulfill. And you have to compromise that with knowing that sometimes your actual family is just never going to fill that hole that you want them to. The expectation is set at very different levels and different experiences. And so my chosen family has become so much more important to me for such a long time that now, probably in the last year, it has been even more important to me to connect with the family members that want to be part of my life. My sisters, my partner's family. I have an aunt and uncle that I really love seeing during the holidays. Maybe an extended aunt or uncle, but it's not the same. You know, I feel like the holidays allow people to try to be a little kinder. You know, it really sucks to think of it that way, but Christmas, people try genuinely to be a little nicer, a little kinder, a little bit more genuine, a little bit more giving, a little bit more understanding. And I wish that it was the same way all year round. Because, oh, well, it is the season, I might as well be a good human, or, Santa's bringing me presents, if you still believe in Santa, or just the idea that people matter more. And I feel like it should be that way all year round. It's really hard to look at the rest of the 11 months that Christmas doesn't fall in and realize that people are still a piece of shit. but your heart is more open to allowing people to be a piece of shit. And that's with all family. I also got to a place that at family gatherings, as I matured and I realized topics that happen in the world, honestly, I stopped silencing myself for the sake of somebody's argument or opinion. And it doesn't have to be an argument, but a lot of people have trauma when it comes to the holidays because of the response they get. I can't show up queer. I can't show up with my partner. I can't be who I want to be. There's always a fight. And those things honestly restrict me too from wanting to do anything like that. It's hard to get into a mindset that reminds you that you don't have to ruin something wonderful simply because the people that influence the negative thoughts to make it ruined in your head don't care to make anything better in their life. It doesn't have to be that way. And so I try to embrace the holidays now. And some of the traditions that I grew up with, I try to bring into my life. Like my dad always cooked mussels with a white wine reduction for Christmas Eve for me. Nobody else in my family would eat them, but he would make them for me. He would eat some, and I try to do that. I've done that a couple of times because it feels comforting. It feels at home. It feels familiar. And there's a lot of food items that resonate with me for holidays. Like obviously everyone has their favorites and you have traditional things, but there are just some things that food connect with a lot during the holiday season that you want, that you miss. Like I love a good mashed potato. I'm not gonna lie, but the way that my dad used to make them will always be stuck in my head. It was just next level. He'd make homemade bread. He would make homemade gravy, and I didn't like gravy. It was so good. He would take the time to really curate a feast for so many people to enjoy. And if you're ever doing anything in the holidays and somebody's willing to cook, God bless them. I keep saying God bless a lot, but that's the idea. The idea is that they're putting in so much time and effort and finances and just effort to make sure that this meal is, in their eyes, perfect. And if something doesn't go right, then they feel that inside. If somebody responds differently or negatively, then they get hurt by it. It's weird how food plays into that for the holidays. We had traditions like for Thanksgiving, we used to go to my Aunt Marilyn's every single year, and her goal was to get the biggest, fattest, juiciest turkey every single year. It could be 10 of us, and she'd have a 38-pound turkey. And I'm like, what the fuck are you supposed to do with 38 pounds of turkey? But those are things that you remember. Or my grandma used to make gravy. And I kid you not, it was a Jell-O gravy that she would make that she swore by. And you know when you take a spoon, you just like stick it in the gravy and you let go of the spoon and it's still standing because it's not shifting. That's an issue. Gravy should not be spreadable like some fucking butter ass mess. No, the spoon just stood there. No. What?
I said stiff.
Stiff. It was Jell-O. It was Jell-O gravy. Traditions like Christmas, for example, that you find the pickle. If you're Polish, you hide the pickle in the tree, and if you find the pickle, you get to open a present early. We never played it, but it was part of growing up. Like, it was there, but we never actually played it. My mom and my dad really worked hard. I am very critical of my family, for sure, but my parents tried really, really hard at every holiday to make it special, to make it count. My mom would always be like, hey, things were really tough. I'm sorry we couldn't go all out like we'd like to. And then we'd go to do presents, and it felt all out. I don't know if they spent more money or they felt bad or whatever it is, but the idea of like not letting your kids down or not letting your family down and doing the best that you can, and then you preface it and you're like, hey, I didn't do that great this year, but you did amazing. Like, you went out of your way to get everybody anything that they could think of. that they would like. You just made it a point to make people feel special. And I remember that a lot about the holidays. I remember my grandpa at holidays. It was an excuse to see some of my favorite family members because I didn't get to see them throughout the year. These are all memories, obviously, but you know, New Year's Eve has always been a very changing holiday for me. Every single New Year's Eve, the last 3 years, I make the 15 superstitious foods. We keep going back to food because food is like a key ingredient to any holiday celebration. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm fucking wrong. Everything from a birthday to even 4th of July, Flag Day. They're like, yeah, we made this pie for Flag Day. We're drinking whiskey for Flag Day, whatever. But for New Year's Eve, I would make the superstitious foods, and it just brought me into a good mental health. Cornbread for gold and the idea of profitableness in the new year. Collard greens for green money, cash. Tamales to represent family and unity and being with people that matter to you most in 2024. Honey over orange slices is supposed to offer the idea of, what was it? Like good fortune into the new year. And or shellfish or fish. Like there's so many different things. So I started doing it, and I like it. I just like the idea of tradition and consistency each year. But the thing is with New Year's Eve specifically, it's one of my favorite holidays and also one of my worst favorite holidays. It's my worst because I always have to work the next day. I don't remember the last time I've had a New Year's Day off, let alone every time I get a New Year's Eve gig, I tell them I have to be done by 11 because I want to get home and celebrate with my friends. I remember one New Year's Eve I was in a basement getting a bunch of pizza, drinking underage with my friends, watching the ball drop. Another New Year's Eve, I remember being with my sisters in Chicago, and we went to our first combined drag club before I even was out. I remember another New Year's Eve where I sat at Charlie's, and I cried. I was so depressed that I was starting the next year by myself, alone, that I felt like I had nobody. I have many wonderful New Year's celebrations where I had my New Year's kiss, that first kiss into the new year. I've had some really sad New Year's where me and my partner knew we were not going to be together in the new year, but we wanted to be together in that moment. And it's really special, but it's still hard. So New Year's is one of my favorites because I think people get a little wilder, crazier. There's this idea of, okay, we're starting fresh. It's a new year, new me. We're going to do it bigger and better and greater. And then you realize that you're doing the same shit that you've always done. That's just how it always turns out. I feel like the holidays have gotten easier as I've matured. My chosen family means the most to me, and being around people means the most to me. I stopped focusing on what I wasn't able to have, and I know the holidays are so hard for people, especially if you're younger. Maybe you were kicked out of your house. Maybe you have no relationship with any of your family members. It's really that at that point that chosen family comes through. And they remind you that you're important and that you're valuable and that you're beautiful just how you are, and they just want to exist with you. And I think changing the mindset from I don't want to do this because it negatively influences me to yes, this makes me feel sad, and look at the people around me right now. Look at where I'm at in this moment during this celebration. I love Thanksgiving because people offer their homes and their dinner tables all the time. People try to include people that are alone on the holidays. Even if you're not even close with the family, even if you're not even close with people, you barely infer that you have no plans for a holiday celebration. Easter, Christmas, Thanksgiving, And I guarantee you, somebody that hears that, even if they don't know you, will offer their home and their table and their meal to you. And there's something powerful about it. You know, I think that people should volunteer all year round. But during the holidays, people try harder. It's that idea of being a little kinder. People try harder to go serve their communities, to feed homeless, to volunteer at shelters. Because something in their heart pulls and they say, I need to do this. But then as soon as the holiday's over, we're back to our same bullshit. No, continue that shit. Continue feeling like you can positively impact other people throughout the year, and you don't need a holiday as an excuse. I guess we didn't talk about Valentine's Day. Fuck that shit. I do like Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day as a holiday I think is really cute. I'm a hopeless romantic, so I like the idea of being extra special with my partner, but I never want to be in a relationship where every day didn't feel like Valentine's Day. I should be able to spoil my partner and the person I'm with and the person I love every day. Laugh with them, go out to dinner, buy them gifts. I shouldn't use Valentine's Day as an excuse. And some people do. Some people say, oh, I gotta do this because it's that one time, it's the lovey holiday. And to me, I'm like, why don't we just go do something together? Because we always do something together. That's how I feel about it. I don't want you to feel obligated to. I don't want you to feel like you have to go do something with me. Valentine's Day is romantic. I'm a hopeless romantic, but I'm a hopeless romantic all year round. I don't need a holiday to make it special, to treat you special, to feel specially treated. I don't need that. What other holidays do we miss? I don't celebrate Flag Day. Fuck that shit. 4th of July is only good because of the fireworks, because I'm a pyro. I'm a fucking pyro. I love lighting shit on fire. I love things that explode.
That was legitness. Yeah, it was.
But yeah, it's a patriotic holiday, and I really have a hard time supporting patriotic holidays when the U.S. is really shitty. When people are dying from police brutality, when our government hates everybody that isn't white and straight and a man, I just, I'm like, how can, yeah, America, come on. But it is an excuse. It's kind of like Labor Day, where you're like, hey, let's just get together and barbecue and be with people and enjoy food and company. That is way more fun of a celebration than saying, yeah, I love America, red, white, and blue. Yeah, brother.
USA! USA! USA!
No, I don't do that. That's not like my MO when it comes to those types of holidays. But hey, I'm down for a barbecue. A pool day? Hello? Let's make it. The gays take, exactly.
Labor Day, like all those days.
It's true. It's just another day off. Other celebrations, when I think about it, that happen throughout the year. What else? Did we talk about Halloween? We didn't talk about Halloween. I love Halloween, but I also do drag, so Halloween is like every day of the year. Except I get to get a little bit more bloody and prosthetic-y and creepy and weird contact-y and stuff like that. But Halloween for a drag queen is every single day of the year. But what I like about it is, again, people's creative sides come out. People, even if they're not invested in Halloween, try a little bit to follow a theme or to dress up with their partner or do something cute and do a costume contest. And sometimes it's just the idea of being present in that moment. I want to be that 85-year-old that still dresses up for Halloween and does stupid shit. I just do. Like, life is too short not to embrace that everyone else is doing it. Why can't you? There's no reason. But Halloween, I've gone through so many different costumes and stuff like that. At one point, I've always was a vampire. And then as a kid, I got to a place where I just hyphenated like a vampire something. A vampire football player, a vampire pirate, a vampire ninja. I just used to hyphenate vampire to everything. I'd add blood. Vampire zombie. That's what I used to dress up as. I was a prostitute one year. Before I knew what drag was, my parents hated that shit. They hated it. I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna be a prostitute. It's funny. And yeah, I thought it was funny. They did not think it was funny. And look at me now. I'm a prostitute every day of the year. So it's cool as this progressed. Like, I have some of the old Halloween costumes that my mom sewed for us as kids. I have some of the old Halloween costumes my dad used to dress up as when he would take us trick-or-treating. Yeah, I just hold on to a lot of those. I'm not a big candy person, but I want all the candy on Halloween. I'm that person that takes and dumps the bucket and says, hey, thank you so much for showing up. Please take one. And I'm like, these are king-size Twix bars. Fuck them kids. Fuck you, Johnny. Fuck you, Emily. I'm taking all of them. Back in the day, at least. I haven't gone trick-or-treating in a long time. I will tell you right now, if your child is scared of Santa or the Easter Bunny or any of those mall character bullshits, don't make them do it.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
It's, oh, I want a memory because this is cute. No, you look at that photo and you're like, wow, this is the first time I was traumatized. See the fear in my eye? This is a photo of little Jessica as she's crying and shitting herself and bawling her eyes out because this creepy ass rabbit with bug eyes and big ass teeth is trying to hold me for a photo. Don't do it for you, you selfish parent bastard. Make sure that your kid actually wants to participate. Don't force your kid. That is trauma. I know some people that refuse to go to the mall during holiday times simply because they know those motherfuckers are going to be there. And I'm not one of them, but I know people that don't do that. Yeah, it's just not worth it. HoliGAYS. Oh yeah, let's talk about Catholic holidays. They fucking suck. You want to talk about Catholic holidays? They fucking suck. They're too long. For no reason. Lent is a practice. I don't think it's a holiday. It's a holiday leading up to, I'd say Fat Tuesday is a holiday though. But every Tuesday could be Fat Tuesday if you do it right. No, Lent, God, Catholic holidays are so guilty and you're a bad human and nobody pays attention. Nobody cares. I'm giving up eating pork this month. I'm giving up lying to my sister this month.
The woman was too stunned to speak.
They're just dumb. Oh, so then 40 days later I can start lying again and I can start acting like a piece of shit and drinking and smoking and being like, well, I did it for 40 days. I'm a good human. God loves me more. As you wear your leather shoes, as you take your fish oil vitamins, which you're not supposed to do, as you drive past a homeless population and don't even consider them in your skin. Like, shut up, all you pretentious ass bitches trying to make religious holidays a thing and then not actually acting on them throughout the entirety of the rest of the year. Practice what you preach. I get it. But damn, I don't like Catholic holidays. Fuck that shit. They just make you feel bad. It's just like an attempt to make you feel like a shitty human. And it's not going to work for me because I already know I'm a shitty human, so it's fine. I used to dread holidays because my family used to fight a lot. It got to a point where I knew on Christmas somebody would get upset and fight, and it would ruin the whole day.
It was inevitable.
Inevitable. We'd get together as a family, and I knew someone was going to fight or get their feelings hurt or storm out, whatever it is, or get too drunk and get inappropriately messy. And it's not that I dreaded the holiday. I dreaded what the holiday would bring for some people. And it doesn't make it fun for anyone. It doesn't. It makes it really sad. And I have a lot of memories that I can never erase because of just the situation and how it happened. Like, holidays bring a lot of emotions and stress. They bring a lot of positivity, grace, and understanding and love. But sometimes you just dread the idea that you're going to have all your family in a room. And these family members are awesome. But these two ruin it for everybody. And everybody knows it. Then slowly people stop coming. Then all of a sudden, you don't have these events. You don't have family gatherings anymore because as people drop out, it doesn't make you want to spend time with people. It's like I could be doing something way better during this time. I am, like I said, back to food. I'm a big proponent of a second dinner on holidays. You eat early, like at 4. You take your nap. You eat at 7. You take a little nap. You get dessert. And you take a little nap. You get second dessert. Then you get midnight snack. Oh, God. I wear some stretchy pants. I get high. I love holidays now that I'm a stoner because I can get high and I can put it away, baby. If I'm like, okay, here are the sweatpants, let's get to it, I will put that shit away and make people nervous that I can eat as much as I do. And I love it. Overall, final thoughts on holidays. I really enjoy them. I love being with people. I'm okay celebrating holidays by myself. But I truly believe that nobody should make the active choice to celebrate a holiday by themselves. Even if you're not a fan of that holiday, I think that you should try to be with people that you care about. I really do. Time is too short. Life is too short not to have these really good memories and core moments. It's really special, and it can be really beautiful. And I will never be somebody that is bitter over the holidays, no matter how many negative experiences that I've had, because life is too short to focus on that. You can't change a lot of things, but you can change how future events and holidays are and what that means to you. Make it a happy time. Change your perspective. Make it happy for somebody that deserves to experience a happy holiday. Tell me what you think below. What are some of your favorite traditions, some of your favorite holidays? And yeah, this is your Jess Talk for today. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Attention the whore.
Hi, little whores. It's me, Jessica Lahore. And did you know that I'm on Cameo? That's right. Cameo is a platform where you can get personalized messages from me, the biggest whore in all of Colorado. Whether it be a birthday sing-along, a bar mitzvah, a congratulations on your new job, a congratulations you didn't get pregnant, I'm your whore for the message. So follow the link below, click it, and book your next Cameo to surprise your best friend, your grandma, your family member, or any other little Lahore fan out there. Come on, book them now.